Good morning, evening, afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button over on Twitch, hit the follow button over on Twitch, hit the like button and follow button over on Kick. Subscribe for me over on Kick as well, please. That'd be much appreciated. It helps the channel out massively. And if you can go over to YouTube, subscribe, drop a like, drop a follow, hit the notification bell, share the videos. And also on Facebook, you can drop a like and a follow and share the videos on Facebook as well. That'd be much appreciated. This is the first part of the stream tonight. This stream is going to be broken up into two bits. So this first bit that I am doing is a settings video, because loads of people are asking me what's my settings and stuff. So I'm just going to do a video, then I'll stop the stream, and then I'll restart the stream straight away afterwards for gaming. So this is just purely a setup video tonight. For now, sorry, not tonight, not the whole night. Yes, I know, stop teasing me. Still got 10 hours. So everybody asks me what my settings are. So if you go over to the settings, my controller settings, I play on a... Let me mute myself first. That might help. Let's try that one again, shall we? So I play on a aim controller, PS5 aim controller. I have 4 paddles on the back. That is my slide. That's my slide paddle. That's my jump. That's my weapon swap. And that's my reload. Let me take you over to the firing range and I'll show you what I mean. So that's my melee. That's my jump. That'd be to put my plates on if I had any, or weapon swap. No, sorry, that I've changed it recently. So that is my X. That's that is my interact button there. And then that is my weapon swap at the bottom. Hence the reason you can do it so quickly. So if you double tap it, it's down the same gun. And then at the front, it's just a normal PS5 aim controller. TMR stick drifts on there and everything. I'm USB plugged in. So I'm directly wired to the PC, so I don't get any lag input whatsoever. If you go over to my main settings over here, on the controller, my sensitivity multiplier, I play on a 1, 1, 1, 1, and my ADS sensitivity multiplier, I play it on a 0.7. My tactical stance is also a 0.7, and my ADS sensitivity multiplier focus is a 0.7. Now, if you have these two, the ADS sensitivity multiplier and the ADS sensitivity multiplier focus, if you have both of them on the same settings, you shouldn't need to touch any of the advanced settings. But I do, however, play on instant. If you haven't got it on instant, change it to instant. It comes as gradual as default. Change it to instant. I play on third person ADS correction type assist. My aim response curve is dynamic. I play on a 0.86 curve slope. That's quite important. Now, people say not to mess around with this. I've tried it on a 1, and a 0.86 is the perfect place. I've been informed by other people that that is the place to be. Professionals, that is the place to be. So on my custom sensitivity zoom, this is where it changes a little bit. So for my lower zooms, I've got it on a 0.7, but for my higher zooms, I've got it on a 1.10, so you don't get the snappiness with your snipers quite as much at higher sensitivity and higher zoom. So you got nice control with your snipers and stuff like that at a higher custom sensitivity. And if you just turn that off, there was something else I was going to show you as well. Is that in this part? No, it's okay. So that's my aim in advanced settings. Target aim assist on, ADS aim assist on. Make sure they're on. Don't mess around with this motion sensor function if you're on a PS5 controller, because it will not do you any good whatsoever having any of that on. So my movement, I play on tactical sprint assist. I play with a 0 assist delay. Sprint assist sideways on, sprint assist backwards on. Mantle off. Sideways off, backwards off, tactical sprint only off, and the mantle assist tight, you keep it tight. so you can jump over walls really quickly and stuff. Crouch assist, I have all that off. Crouch assist, tactical sprint off as well. Now corner slice is a personal choice thing. You can either have it on or have it off. I have it on because it's nice to peek the corners, but it's up to you. And wall jumping I totally have off. That is, it just hinders your game when you walk up to a wall, when you jump up it, when you're trying to shoot somebody. There's no point having that on whatsoever. So I play on a hybrid, and my slide dive activation today is short. Now to change that, it won't let you do it in hybrid, so you just go back to here, go to slide only, then sorry, tap to slide, and then you can change it. If you click on tap to slide, you can change this to short, medium or long. Short is the best option, and then it's instantaneous when you press the button. There won't be any delay there, and then all you do is just literally come back out of this, put it to whatever you're playing on, and then that will stay on short. Another little tip that I learned off of somebody as well. So my automatic airborne mantling is on, so if I'm parachuting to a building and I let go of the parachute, it'll grab a ledge instantly and I'm in. My sprint restore is on. That is a must. That is a must. You must have that on. And slide, maintain, sprint, these two you must have on. This one, if you continue, you'll continue to sprint after performing the slide, so you won't have any of the delay when you get out the slide. And this is requires you to press down on L3 while mantling and stuff again. So it restore your sprint after mantling, and you can carry on doing that. Windsuit activation, that's a new one. I'll probably switch that to manual because I do not like it when you're 15 foot off the floor and it activates it and you end up going somewhere else and your teammates are over there. No. So my wall jump activation is pressed, so when I'm next to the wall I can just press jump and it will jump up the wall. That's important. And you want combat roll assist, you want this on always, so when you're dropping from a height that would result in full damage, it will put you into a combat roll straight away. And my slide combat roll behaviour is tap to slide, so as you can see there, when I click on my R3 it will perform a combat roll. So if I'm coming down from somewhere and I tap it, it will send me into a combat roll. And then there's the other options there. If you prefer the other options are there. My camera roll is third person. Movement advanced settings. So you want that on toggle, 100%. You want that on toggle. Just reading it there actually. Yeah, toggle, you want that on toggle definitely, because you press it to start sprinting, release, move forward to stop, and then double press sprint quickly to activate tactical sprint. So that is, you don't want to be holding your left stick down because it will wear your controller out super quick. Auto move forward, you definitely want that off. Door peek, I have that on. Some people have that off, but I have that on because I like to peek the door before I shoot. Single tap to sprint. Now some people will say double tap. Double tap has a delay, so single tap to sprint. Plunge underwater, you want that untriggered. So you sprint and look down to plunge. Push it down. Use both sticks to plunge underwater. Sprinting door bash on. That is essential. So you run up to a door. If you're being shot in the arse, like happens to us a lot, the door will just fucking open straight away and you'll be straight in there. There won't be any messing around where that's concerned. Vehicle behaviours, that is entirely up to you. I have my control mode, driver control. You don't want that aim based because it will be all up here unless you play like that, and that is up to you. You want the recentering to be a short delay though. That is what I've noticed with the vehicles. I had it on a long delay and it was just like, it's like merry-go-round just slowing down. So you want that on short delay, and you want to make sure that that's on free look as well. And my lean out activation is my melee finishing move, so my B button. It is my lean out the window to shoot people. As you can see there, my circle. If you go over to the combat settings, so hold down sight, you want that hold. You do not want to be toggling you don't want to be pressing the button like that. You want to hold to aim. Tactical stance behaviour is on toggle, so that means when you are aiming and you do another input to press it again, that's when you'll do your tactical stance. Mine's the ADS and the down button, so L2 and down on my controller, because it's there like that. I don't have to move my finger at all. If I just come off running, I can just go bang, switch to tactical stance and hit fire with it if I need to. I very rarely do that though. I do like my sights. A, because I'm 40 years of age and my eyesight is getting worse, and B, it's just much more clearer using a meta optic than free firing. So weapon mount activation is ADS and melee again, so that'll be my that and that, so I don't have to take my fingers off the button. Some people can have it at the top, but my fingers are too big, and that bit's all fiddly because these paddles at the top are very small, so I have it down here on the bigger paddle, so I can use 2 fingers. If I get like into a real tight gunfight and I really want to press it, I can use 2 fingers if I have to as well. So this is hold to melee. You want that on hold to melee, and then you can hold down. So for me, it'd be holding down my B button and it'll pull out my knife. That's why you can see me running around everywhere so fast. When you have, especially when you haven't got a loadout and you've only got 1 gun or whatever, you can just pull your knife out, run to wherever you want to do. Now this here, I've got this on prioritise finishing move. If you want to have a laugh with somebody, you can prioritise body shield, but I usually have that on prioritise finishing move, so you can just walk up to somebody and execute them or take them prisoner. Armor plate behaviour, apply all. This is essential. You do not want to be applying your plates one by one, because you'll have to press the button 3 times. With apply all, you're only pressing the button once and it will carry on doing it for you. Gets me killed a lot, but it is the better way of doing it. This you want them one by one because you don't want to throw 2 C4s and accidentally throw one at your feet and blow yourself up. So you want this on one by one, so if you throw one out there, you can blow that one up and pick the other one up or whatever. You do not want them both going off at once. Equipment behaviour, you want that on hold, so you can cook grenades and throw grenades and stuff. You don't want to be toggling a cooked grenade, trust me, because you will die. Manual fire behaviour. Now if you're like me and you've got insta click buttons like mouse buttons, you want that on press. 100% you want this on press. If you're on ones without insta click buttons, try swapping your shoot buttons to the top 2 buttons there. Try to your bumpers. Try bumper switching. So you'll have your tacticals down the bottom and you're aiming and you're shooting a bit at the top, and then once you get used to it, it'll be so much better. You'll basically have the insta click buttons, see, and it's no different to me with the bottom ones there. So you'll have exactly the same outcome. So you want manual fire behaviour on press, and then if you go over here to, this is the combat advanced settings. So that is sprint, tactical sprint, focus. Definitely want to leave that alone. You do not want to be touching that. You want your weapon mount instant, so you can instantly come out and run off. Prioritise to interact. Now this is quite an important one here, because if you're playing Warzone, you want it on prioritise to interact. But if you're not, and you're only a multiplayer player, you want to be doing this on prioritise to reload. So Warzone is prioritise to interact. Multiplayer is prioritise to reload. And then that way, people say to me, how'd you pick your weapons up so quick? And all my mates are moaning at me. They go, oh, you're always nicking my guns, blah, blah, blah. It's because I've got prioritise to interact. So I'm in there. I can just hit the button once, bang, 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 and I can pick up everything out of that chest. 25 times quicker than anyone else who's doing that, who's like holding the button to do it. Me, I'll just press the button once, bang, it picks everything up out of that chest. Mantling cancels reload. So if you're reloading and you think, shit, I'm being shot, and you want to jump in there, you don't want to still be reloading while you're jumping in there, because it'll prioritise the reload over the mantling. So you want that on. So as soon as you turn and face a mantle, it'll stop reloading. You can get in a window and then you can get in a building, then reload. That you want off. You do not want that, because you want to be able to reload while you're sprinting. If you put that on, you'll never ever be able to reload while you're sprinting, ever. Your Akimbos, now I tried it on paired, terrible, I'm not going to lie, absolutely terrible. So independent, in my opinion, is better, because then you're just bang, 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 bang like that with your... Other than the Akimbo LMG that they've just brought out, which you got no choice but to use the same button, which is pissed me off the other day. But you want them on independent, 100%. ADS, don't want that. You do not want that. If you put that on, you'll be running with this and aiming with this. Not good. You don't want that. Now, these two are very, very important. You want your depleted ammo and weapon switch on. So if your primary weapon runs out of ammo, it will switch automatically to your next weapon, and you won't have to worry about it. If you completely run out of ammo, run out of the magazines, it will just switch to your next weapon. That is an essential one. You need that on. And weapon mount movement as well. You want that. That ties in with the instant that I showed you earlier. So you want all that on. Or else you won't be able to move very easily in the weapon mounting position. And then weapon mount return off. Off. You want that off, because it will just return you to the mount, and you'll die a lot. So down there, scoreboard is toggle, so it toggles me with my middle button. Overlay advanced settings. So this is quite important as well. You want just leave your emotes on default, so it just put it over there. If not, it'll be right in the center of your screen every time you want to emote, and it'd be really annoying. Double tap danger ping. Now, up twice on the D-pad, that is, right? Now, if you have it on moderate or long lasting or longest, it will take ages for the ping to actually show up. If you have it on short, tap it, boom, and it's done straight away, and the ping will show up straight away. That's quite important if you're playing with, you know, teams or ranked. That's a really important one. And a ping wheel delay as well. You want that ping wheel to come up instantly. You don't want to be waiting for that to come up. You want that to come up straight away. So you need both of these on short, and that's in your overlay advanced settings. And then if I come out of there, I'll show you my graphics. So I'm running 4-screen borderless because I've got 2 monitors and I have to flick from one monitor to the other one. I'm also running on a 27G 2G8 display monitor, which I get 240 of. I've got an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. The aspect ratio is automatic. Gamma is 2.2 sRGB. Now, gamma brightness, I run this at 75. Works perfectly fine. But if you find that a little bit too bright, you can run it at 55. This I have on plus boost. On's perfectly fine, but I have this on plus boost. My NVIDIA Reflex low latency. Eco mode present, custom, VSync off. 100% you want that off. You do not want VSync on your PC. 100%. VSync menus off. You want your custom frame rate. Now I'm quite lucky. I can have this on unlimited, but if you find you're struggling, customize it and then put your frames down to whatever your PC can cope with. My PC is quite decent. My PC can cope with it, so I don't have to worry about limiting my frames. Reduce menu render resolution optimal. Pause count, you want that off. Reduce quality when inactive off 100%, or else it'll just keep making your screen go funny and you could get ghosting on your screen. Focus mode off as well. So the quality, my graphics are custom. I run NVIDIA DLS. Now people say to me, Fidel Cast, no, that's not as good to me with my PC, my setup. NVIDIA DLSS works better, and you want it on performance, and you want it on transformer, and you want the sharpness on 100%. And trust me, your game will look absolutely incredible with them settings. You want the frame generation off. You do not want that on. That will mess your game up bad. You do not want that on at all. You want that all off. That ray tracing reflections you definitely want off. Depending on your RAM, 70 to 90. If you've got a lower end RAM, 70, I'd say 70. If you've got a higher end RAM, 90, like mine, if you've got a higher end RAM. And again, these detail and textures, I run mine on normal, high, low, high. So I run my texture resolution normal, texture filter anisotropic high, depth of field off. You want that off, 100% you want that off. Detail quality low, particle resolution high, bullet impacts. Now these, you can turn them off if you want more frames, but I don't. I leave them on because it doesn't affect my frames, doesn't affect my PC whatsoever. But again, I've got a top-end PC. If you haven't got a top-end PC, turn these two off and you'll get better frame rates, trust me. Shading quality low. So on demand texture stream, you want this optimized and you want this to 64. So you want it all the way up. And then you want download limits, you want them off. Local text stream quality low, in-game video quality low, shadow quality low, screen space shadows off, solution of screen space lighting off, screen space reflections off, static reflection quality low, terrain quality low, volumetric quality low, deferred physics quality off, weather grid volumes off, water quality off. And with all them settings like that, your game will look much crisper, much better. And it won't be as taxing. As you can see from my numbers at the bottom right of the screen there, that is my RAM. That's all my RAM uses for this game. But I have made it very CPU heavy doing that, but my CPU can cope with it. Again, it's all down to your PC, all down to your settings. Anywhere between low and medium. Don't run them on high, because it will kill your frames. Do not do that. Now over here to my view tab. So I'll go through it. I'll scroll this up and down so anybody that has missed can take screenshots and set themselves up later on, or do whatever they want to do with it. I'll go through it one more time. Take screenshots, do whatever you want to do with it. Okay, so go to the view tab. So I run 110. Now people are saying run 115. In between 110 and 115 seems to be the sweet spot on this game for me. I do have a fairly biggish monitor, so 110 is perfectly fine for what I've got. You want your field of view affected. Do not have it on independent, because you will be in so much bother. Weapon field of view wide. That is really important to have it on wide. Do not have it on narrow. Do not have it on default. Third person, don't mess around with that really. Vehicle is default. World motion blur off. Weapon motion blur off. Make sure they are off, or your game will look terrible and you will feel sick within 15 minutes. Trust me. Just turn them off. You want your first person camera movement at least 50%. Your third person camera movement also at least 50%. And then you want third person ADS and the ADS transitioning. You definitely want that. Do not go first person. And inverted flashbangs, if you want them off, your screen will be black. Your screen will be white. Sorry, if you have them on, your screen will be black when you get flashbang. That's all that is. I have it on because I hate the fucking brightness in my face, so I have that on. And you want your parachute camera perspective. You definitely want that in first person. Now over to my audio setups. Now mine's a little different because I'm through the speakers, but my master game volume, you definitely want that on 100%. Your gameplay volume, don't need to be hearing that all the time in the lobby, because that will annoy you if you play for long hours like I do. It gets on your tits, so you do not want that playing in the background. Dialogue volume 70%, depends, 60, 70%. Effects volume, you want that on 100%, so you know when you're getting flashbang, stunned, grenaded, whatever. Cinematic music volume, turn all that rubbish off. You don't need all that on. Master game volume though is the most important one. Like I said to you before, I play with speakers, so I have a Windows default output, so I don't need any of this stuff on. I play with Sucker Punch Audio Mix, and my... Can I show you them now? So you want that mono audio off. Definitely 110% want that off. Mute gamer minimize off. Mute license off. You want all that off. Off. Reduce turnout sound, you want that on, so you don't get shell shock from concussion grenades and what have you. And hit marker present is default for me. I was going to show you my frequency settings, but I don't think. Oops. I don't think it's gonna. Let me just. I was going to show you some frequency settings, but. Yeah, so these for me, if you're playing for a speaker, screenshot these settings. Even if you're not playing through a speaker, if you're playing through headphones, anything, you want this as your left channel frequency. So make sure you take a screenshot of all that. And then you want this as your right channel frequency. I'm not going on them because my dog hates it. But this is what you want for right channel. Again, that's what you want for your left channel. Now people say don't mess around with these. Do mess around with these, honestly. And you will hear everything. And I mean you will hear everything. Loud. And I'm going to show you guys at the end how you do it on your PC as well, how you adjust the sound on the PC. I will show you guys at the end for that one. So that's that. I don't need that on. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. So you do turn that on. Do turn that on. If you want to use that, do turn it on. Do turn that on. If you want to be using the settings, do turn it on. So my interface. So this is another one that people keep asking me about. So turn all that off. Keep that on automatic. Menu prompts off. You want all S off. Tooltips off. If you've been playing Call of Duty long enough. Network, and this is just for PC based, really. You can have it on a console if you want to see what frames you're running at. Excuse me, running at. Hardware and all this sort of stuff. This is all PC. I have all that on, so it tells me all the time what's going on with my PC, with the lobby. If there's any issues, I can fix them straight away. Then I'll try to. Visual support off. You want all this default. Now color customization. So this is another one. So you want to make sure that you're on filter 2, and you want to make sure that your color filter target is on both, and your world color intensity is 100. Interface color intensity is also 100. You need to do that. And then these colors, they start off dull. So just click on them and go down to the customization it and turn the brightness up, turn the saturation all the way up, and your colors will be popping. And as you can see in the bottom right hand corner there, you'll be able to see players like that. So that's the readability. And then in your game hub, you want to obviously make sure that. No, so over here, this is a new thing that they've started doing. So I run. These are layouts. So these are multiplayer hub presents. So these are, if you go into your Warzone hub presents, right? I think you can do it for multiplayer as well. I've done it for multiplayer as well. So if you go in here, you can choose now what background you want around your weapon, your compass at the top, or everything. So I've gone for Black Cell number 2 because I quite like that. I was running the Arethan for a while, but I thought that doesn't really sit with me because I don't play zombies, so I changed it. You can have that on or off. That is entirely up to you. Minimap on or off. Make sure your minimap is on. Definitely make sure it is on. If not, you ain't going to know where anyone is. So visibility, you can hide your name if you really want to. You can have it icon only. I have it on full name. Elimination feed comes on, and in-game text chat on. I have all that on just to see what somebody is saying about me. Tactical sprint stamina bar, I have that off. You don't need to know when you run out of sprint because you'll know because you'll stop running. So vehicle hub prompts, you want to fade after 10 seconds. You don't want it any longer than that. Buy stations closed when damaged. This is a new one that they've put on there now. You want this on. Definitely on. So when the automatically close every few seconds if you are attacked by an enemy. It's perfect. Perfect. Don't fill your map up with loads of crap. Weapon inspect attachment info, you want all that on. That tells you what all your attachments do and all your guns, you want all that on. Custom ping duration, you want that off. Yeah, you definitely want that off. Kill feed duration default. Radar off. Minimap rotation on. Map assist auto center. compass on. So you need all of this needs to be on. All of it. And you want your map rotation on, because if you don't, it'll just be a static map and you won't be able to figure out where people are. If the map's turning with you as you're walking, those people will be exactly where you're looking at. So you want to make sure all that is on as well. And then, like I said, I'm going to show you how you do it on the PC. So this is how I get really loud footsteps. So if you go on here, right click on the open. No, don't want to do that. Don't do that. So you go show more options. You want to go to your NVIDIA control panel. You want to go over here. So this is the first thing. So you can adjust your color settings. So this is how I get my screens popping. So you want your brightness at 75. You don't want your contrast to go over 50. But down here, digital vibrance, turn that all the way up to 100. All the way up. And your colors will be popping once you've done that. Really popping. And then if you can go onto the audio. So next one is set up digital audio. So click on that. You go open the Windows sound. Click on whatever audio that you're using. Mine is obviously the speakers down here. Click on properties. Go over to levels. No, not levels. Sorry, enhancements. Couldn't get my words out then. I thought I was going to burp and didn't. Make sure this is turned on. Loudness equalization. Make sure that is turned on. And then if you go into not the settings. Damn it. Where's the other one? Yeah, sorry. Oh, it's been a while since I've done it. So if you click on it, and then click on settings, and it says configure loudness equalization setting. You want this on short. Short. Everything will be loud as hell for quite some time, but you will hear footsteps 100% clearer than you've ever heard footsteps in your life playing this game. Trust me. So that is my settings. I will do a loadout video of my loadouts. If you want me to do a video of my loadouts, drop it in the comments, drop everything else. I'm going to stop this bit of the stream, then I'm going to start it up again for the gaming. So I will see you guys in 2 minutes when I restart the stream. So this is my settings video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos. All the latest settings, drop a like, drop a follow, drop a share. Thank you very much.